Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Bourbon Hang, where the bourbon is good, but hanging with you guys is even better. It's good to be back after Whiskey Mash. Man, what a weekend! What a party! We're gonna go over that in a little bit. Just to kind of let you guys know what we're doing tonight. We're gonna taste through some barrel products. I know some people really aren't keen on barrel or pass them up for mainly the price. But today, I'm going to take two of my favorite barrel batches and we are going to taste it against Weller. Daniel, thank you for the loud and clear. I'm going to say hey to all you guys in the chat in just a second. So we're going to taste through Weller. We're going to do it blind. I really have no idea how Weller will stack up to barrel. I assume most of you think the Weller Foolproof is going to crush it. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. Before we do that, I saw Mike Booth is in the chat. What's up, Mike? Dude, it was so much fun hanging with you this weekend. That dude can dance his butt off. But Mike left this for me. This is the Old Forester 117 bottled in bond, and also brought a awesome picture over to the house. So we are going to toast A1 and their staff. Man, whiskey mash was so incredible. If you guys have never been, I keep telling you guys, I've been to a lot of whiskey festivals. This one, every year, we were 3 hours into whiskey mash and there were still half bottles of every bottle of BTAC available. I mean, anything you could want was there. All the pappies were still half full. It was just an incredible time, and Narav and A1 and their entire staff absolutely crushed it. Everybody that was there had such a great time. It was pretty flawless. Narav's staff, you have G worked so hard. We set up everything, and he was running around and just made sure everything was great. Liz was fantastic at the front. I got to meet Melinda. Melinda even helped us do a barrel pick on the live stream. And I told Narav, I said, I think she's going to be a real asset to A1 because she's just a ray of sunshine, really has a great palate, knows what she's doing, but she's just so cheerful. And I was so happy to meet her and sit down and have a few pours with her. So if you've got a glass, let's first, before we even get this thing started, let's cheers to Narav, A1, and their entire staff for a wonderful whiskey mash. Cheers, you guys. That Old Forester's good. Let me see who's in the house. We got, let's see. Peter Braddock. What's up, dude? I already said Daniel's in the house. Erica P, cheers. Oh, Jeffrey Wax in the house. What's up, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. David says, cheers, Lance, and everyone, props to A1. So next year, we already set the date. It's going to be September 14th, I think. I think it's September 14th September 14th is Whiskey Mash next year. But I think we've already got bigger, better plans. But the amount of pours, let's see. I had several pours of the new Maker Cellar Aged, which I actually loved. I don't know if I loved it as much as Fred Minnick, but I thought it was fantastic. I think everybody there really loved it. I think that might have been the first bottle kill of the night at Whiskey Mash. Jack 12, I really loved. Some people weren't crazy about it. They're crazy. Jack 12 is fantastic. It was really good. Both the Claremont 17 years I had several pours of, which was great. Wild Turkey Voyage. It was good, but man, that bottle is so darn expensive, man. Heaven Hill 17, Heaven Hill 20, Heaven Hill 17, probably still last year. That was my favorite pour. They had another bottle of it this year, and I had several pours in this year. I don't think anything beats Heaven Hill 17 for me, man. That bottle just hits my palate right. Heaven Hill 20 was really good though. That was the first time I was able to have that. We had the entire Old Fitz lineup, 10, 17, and 19. Obviously, you guys know we've done those on the live stream before. I love those Old Fitz bottles. Old Fitz 17 is about as perfect of a whiskey, I think, as you can get. It's really nice. And then again, the entire BTAC line was there. So it was some amazing pours. Let's see. Tim, nice. Just open JT Melik pick. Oh, let me know how that is, dude. I've been hearing good things. I'm skeptical, but I hear good things. Gary's in the house. What's up, dude? Saturday looked awesome. Man, it was so good. So, let me get another drink of this Old Forester. Thursday night, we had some patrons come into town, and we always say it's the greatest thing about this channel is it just allowed me to meet such wonderful people, and I have some of the best Patreon members in the world. Brad, Mike, Ed, Ben, flew in. Some of them drove, some of them flew. Thursday night, I made ribs and we had an amazing dinner. We started opening, basically every bottle I have. We had a ton of pours. We sat on the back deck. The weather was perfect. We were outside sipping whiskey till like 2:30 in the morning. It was just a beautiful night with some people I'm so happy I got to meet because of this channel and because of whiskey. Everybody always wonders, why do you like bourbon and whiskey so much? And it's just because it's such a conduit to meet great like-minded people. And those guys, I love those guys to death, man. We had so much fun over the weekend. And then we got up Friday, went down to Effingham and checked into our hotel, went and ate at Firefly, had a great dinner, and then went and watched the U of I game, which was horrible. But we had good pours, hung out, did a bottle share at the hotel later that night, which was awesome. And then Saturday, I think they all went to like Buffalo Wild Wings and hung out and stuff. And I went to A1 and helped G set up. And then, it was whiskey mash time and the party was on. And the amount of bottles, if you guys follow us on Instagram or on Facebook, you saw the bottles that were there. It's unlike any whiskey festival that I've ever been to. Most whiskey festivals, they open the door. If you've got VIP ticket, you get there, you get in like an hour early, and you might just rush to, let's say, Four Roses LE bottle, and hopefully you're in line early enough to get a pour of it. This, man, 3 hours in, every bottle was still half full. People were walking around, just you couldn't get enough. Your liver couldn't handle enough. It was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to next year. Oh, Melinda's here. What's up? I appreciate your support for us and respect your kind words. Love you all. I'm sipping some Old Fitz 19. It is Melinda and her husband's 5-year anniversary. So cheers, Melinda. Yeah, we toasted you guys tonight. You guys did an amazing job. A1 staff's always fantastic. So like I said, tonight we're going to taste my 2 favorite barrel releases against Weller Foolproof. And then while I was at Whiskey Mash, one of the reps left this with me, which is Barrel's Amburana finished. And if you guys know me, I am not the biggest fan of Amburana finished whiskey. In fact, most of it I really just don't like. It's just it's not my flavor profile. As my uncle said when I gave him a pour of some Amburana finished, if you've ever smelled horsefly spray, if you've ever been around horses or grew up around horses, that's what I figured out. That's what Amburana does for me, and I'm just not the biggest fan. But if I know anything, I know Barrel, they're master blenders, and I'm betting that they didn't finish this too much in Amburana. So we're going to taste that tonight. I'll give you my honest feedback on it, but just go into it knowing that I'm not the biggest Amburana finished guy. But we're going to save that to the end of the night because that's going to just kill my palate. So, yeah, Daniel said he didn't even partake in the rusty water and still had a blast. Yeah, it was so much fun, man. David Bass, love to support Wild Turkey, but Voyage at 275 is a lot past for me this year. Yeah, me too, man. I did not buy a bottle. I could have, but It's just too much, man. Too much. I'm not gonna spend that. Bourbon is getting a little out of control. Not a little, it's pretty out of control. Even some of the barrel releases are out of control. I don't think that these $80 releases are out of control, based on my past reviews, but I think, let's see. So we're gonna do batch 35 tonight, which is the latest batch, which I absolutely loved, and batch 27, which was my favorite. And then we'll do it against Weller Foolproof because the ages are similar, the proofs are real similar. So I thought, why not? We'll just throw it up against. My guess is I'll be able to tell which one the Weller is, but I'm going to try not to focus on that. I'm going to try to focus on which one I like the best. And give you guys some tasting notes tonight. But yes, Old Forester is really nice. Uh, oh, Mark Walters is in the chat. What's up, dude? Went to Old Forester in Louisville. It was a nice city tour. Yeah, man, it's beautiful there. We're actually going to do our charity organization Barrels for Hope. We are putting the finishing touches on our year-end event, and it's going to be in Louisville. And we got a lot of really cool things planned. I think we're even going to do a barrel pick with everybody. So that'll be really fun. I can't tell you guys too much. When we have our Barrels for Hope live stream at the end of this month, I think we'll have a lot more set in stone, and I can let you guys know. But the Barrels for Hope year-end event is it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be in Louisville. I know that for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Edward Young, can't wait till next year. Cheers to A1 and their staff. Not sure how year 3 can get any better. Pours were epic this year. Yeah, they were. It's gonna be really hard to beat that. So all right, let's go ahead and pour these. So on these guys, I've got the live stream. We're gonna go probably till about 9 tonight is what I'm gonna try to do. I've got to get up at like 5 and train people tomorrow. So um we've got, as you can see, these little tags on each one. So uh Weller Foolproof's A, batch 35's B, batch 27 is C. I've got these little glasses with the letters that you can't read through them. They're like blacked out. So, and honestly, I don't want to know. I really, if I pick these ahead of Weller Foolproof, I don't care. It is what it is. You like what you like. So I'm going to get these poured, let them start getting some air, and then I will mix these up. Let me just make sure I'm pouring them in the right glass here. What are you guys drinking tonight? Let me know. But if you guys have been sleeping on barrel, I mean, I've been telling you guys for years now. Now, I get it. It's $80. Some batches, there's a lot of variance in batches. They do use some Tennessee whiskey in here, some George Dickel. So sometimes that shines through a little bit too much for people. I totally get that. But these last couple batches, 31, 32, 34, 35, I really loved all of them. All right. I mix these up. See what else you guys are doing. Peter said, I love Amburana, was disappointed with barrel. Oh, interesting. Interesting, Peter. So yeah, man, Amburana is the hot thing right now. Like everybody's trying to do Amburana finishes. I just am not a fan. That doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. If you like Amburana, that's fine. I just at first I thought it tasted like the one of the notes we always used was like cinnamon cat piss. And then we started saying it tasted like this horse and mane, the fly spray you use on horses. So all right, I do not know which of these is which now. I've mixed them up, so I have no clue. Paul, thoughts on barrel tenure? I don't believe I've had that. I assume you're talking about Barrel Craft Spirits. If it's any of their special releases, man, they're priced so high that I don't do many of the barrel special releases. I did buy the barrel 16-year Seagrass. And while I liked it, still a lot of money, man. Those things go for 230 bucks. So, um, yeah, I kind of pass on those, but I do like their regular batched releases. Um, let's see. Mark says that's cool. You will love it. All those of you that go to Barrels for Hope. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Mark, if you guys are into traveling, man, I mean, Mark doesn't need anyone to push his channel because I think he's closing in on I don't know how many subs he has now. It is a ton, but Mark is a marketing professor here at the University of Illinois. Friend of mine. I trained him for a while, but Mark, you're not at a million subs, are you? It's a lot, man. If he has been traveling the world for a long time, it's Walter's World. Oh my God, you almost are at a million subs, dude. 997,000 subscribers. Holy crap. That's incredible, man. So clearly he's a good marketing professor, but he really, I mean, if I'm traveling, I'm going to that guy. He knows his stuff, man. Um, what is Amburana? Amburana is like a Brazilian wood that they have been finishing bourbon in a lot lately. So it gives it this like kind of mapley syrup, really cinnamon flavors to it. To me, it tastes very artificial if you're used to bourbon, but it's different enough that a lot of people are loving it. So oh, Paul said it's their 10-year anniversary release. Oh, it's 85 bucks. I have not had it. I have not had it. I didn't even know about it. I don't know that that was at Whiskey Mash. So Daniel said, I'm tired of finishes, period. Feels like they are just finishing bad juice sometimes. Yeah, it really does, Daniel. For me, it does. I said that about when Blonde Brothers came out with that. What they do? They did the 12-year Nodder bourbon, the MGP, and they finished it in sherry casks. I wasn't crazy about it, and to me, it felt like they were using the last of their 12-year barrels that were maybe too oaked or something and trying to cover it up with sherry. I'm sure a lot of companies do that. All right, let's see. Um, we're gonna do glass one here. I'm gonna give you some notes and you guys keep filling up the chat. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let's see here. Glass one. Mm. All these are gonna smell fantastic. This coming off that Old Forester, this smells a little bit nutty, but there's also a good balance of fruitiness in there. Some of that, like, dusty oak, but those, like, dark cherry on there. So, let me give you the stats here. On Barrel Batch 35, the youngest whiskey in here is 6 years old. Now it says 6 years, so we know the youngest blend in here is 6, right? Um, it is a blend of Indiana, so MGP most likely, Kentucky, and Tennessee whiskey. Um, from what I remember, I did not taste much Tennessee whiskey in that. Um, Batch 27, the youngest in the blend is 5 years old, and it's also Tennessee, Indiana, and Kentucky. And you're talking batch 27 is 115 proof. Batch 35 is 117.5 proof. Actually, I didn't realize it was that high. And then, of course, Weller full proof is always that 114 proof. I will tell you on the Amburana finished barrel, I did notice they did not use any Tennessee whiskey. It is a blend of Kentucky and Indiana. So, all right. Or glass two. I read round two on my little score sheet here, but glass two. Mm. Glass two, much fruitier on the nose. Lots of like strawberries, fruit cocktail syrupy, grapey even, and a little bit of that oak, a little bit of that oak mustiness on the nose on glass two. Glass 3. Glass 3 is very muted compared to glass 1 and 2. Again, some of that nuttiness, little bit of like a little bit of pecans, some cinnamon. Smells very similar to glass 1. Same kind of notes as glass 1. Um, boy, if I had to give the nose to a glass, it's gotta be between 1 and 2. Let me smell both of these again. Man, that's hard. That's splitting hairs. That is splitting hairs. All right. Mark said, "Oh, 997,000." Yeah. I mean, dude, you are killing it, dude. So excited and happy for you, man. Uh, oh, here we go. Gary's drinking our Barrels for Hope short barrel and my new Barrels for Hope Glen. Hell yeah, dude. So if you guys don't know, Barrels for Hope is a charity organization that I started with a couple other channels after my wife had cancer. And we're on track to donate at least 40,000 to charity this year. All proceeds go back to charity. We're non-paid board members. We have 7 board members. We do 6 barrel picks a year. Memberships are sold out. We have 150 memberships, and then after the memberships, we have like a $5 tier. So anytime we buy a barrel that yields, over 150 bottles, we are able to sell those to those $5 tier members. So the $5 tier members are unlimited. Right now, I think we have like 17 in the $5 tier member. Um, so chances are, if you get in there, you'll get bottles. We've got a maker's pick that's going out next week that we just did. We have a hard truth pick is going to blow people away. That hard truth pick was on the top tier of their warehouse, of the Rick House. Came in at 126 proof. I haven't seen any hard truth sweet mash rye over 115, maybe 116 max. So I think people are gonna freak out. Still Austin pick, which is a butterscotch bomb. That thing just got bottled this week. So I don't know. It's got to go to the distributor and then to A1, but that's coming soon. We did a Middle West dark pumpernickel rye that's out of this world. And then we have a 4 gate that will be the last pick of our first year that we released. And then, of course, like Gary said, we were able to do 2 Elijah Craig barrel proof picks this year, which was really incredible. They were both turned out so good, so good. All right, here we go. Glass 1, everybody. That's like tart cherries. Good amount of oak on that. I'm gonna take a second sip. I'll take 3 sips of each here. A little bit of nuttiness. Good finish on that. Long finish. Long spicy finish. Lots of man, that finish just goes. That's really nice. All these are gonna be nice. I like them all. So, um, yeah, thanks, Mark. Hit that like button. It helps us out. Helps us out, guys. Joey P's in the house. I think finishes shine better and rise. Bourbon is already too sweet and is why the finish takes over it. Yeah, I can go with that. I love a perfect example of that for me is Starlight. Starlight Rise, especially finished Starlight's finished rise, so good. And I think better than their finished bourbons. So yeah. One of my favorite bottles from Barrel actually is their Seagrass. That bottle is ridiculous. So, Melinda says, tried the barrel Amburana at Whiskey Mash, and I was impressed. Wasn't overpowering. Had a great honey cinnamon graham cracker on the palate. Well, I trust you, Melinda. All right, glass two. Oh, glass two, just really well balanced, really well rounded. I can tell you guys, I know I said I'm not going to try to pick what's what, but that is the Weller. I'm positive of that. That's the Weller foolproof. Um, I might look stupid here in a minute, but I thought it was on the nose because I got those grapey aspects on the nose. But it's just a really well-rounded bourbon. Fruity. I always get a little bit of grapiness on Weller. That was that was better than glass one. Glass one was good, but this just a little bit better. Yeah. A little more floral. Hits your tongue and it just kind of blossoms. It goes all over the sides of your mouth. Much better mouthfeel on that. Trust me, guys, I want to say that barrel's better than Weller Foolproof because you can't find Weller Foolproof. And I didn't do this is just your regular offering. I didn't do a store pick or anything. The store picks are even better. Okay, let's go to glass three here. Glass three is really fruity. Lots of strawberries, which I loved. But right on the front of the palate with three, like just for a split second, I got youth. Huh. I don't remember tasting like a lot of youth in either of these barrels, but again, batch 27, I think is 5 years. The other one is 6, is the youngest in the blend. I got just a slight bit of grain on the front of the palate on glass three here. Yep. It's really nice. Glass 1 is definitely nuttier, has a little bit more oak than glass 3 does. 3 is definitely a different animal than glass 1, and I'm pretty sure 1 and 3 are both of the barrels. I'm interested to know which one I like more. Number 1 is darker than glass 3 is. Um, I will say I'm sorry, I don't think there's a contest. Glass 2 is gonna win this. Um, it's just it's just better. It's just more well-rounded. It's a nicer drink. Let's see here. But yeah, I wanted to just put something up against these 2 that was kinda similar in age and proof just to see if they beat it. I was kinda hoping it did, but I don't think it's going to. Um, alright, let's see. Peter said, "The barrel Amburana isn't cinnamon strong. Lance, you might like it." Oh, good. Alright, well, we're gonna find out here as soon as I rate these. I want to give it a fair shake. I'm gonna start with glass three and go back to one because the order in which you taste things can really affect things. So I want to taste it both ways. First pass, I think I'd place two as my first, one as my second, three as my third. So I'm gonna taste three again first. Yeah, there's just some youth coming through on glass 3 that I don't remember tasting on, in the past. Now, is that to say it's bad? No, it's good. It's really good. All these barrel batches I'm impressed with. Go to glass 2. 2 is just caramel, fruit, spice, floral, this floral bloom on the palate. Gets the whole tongue tingling. You feel it on the sides of your mouth. It's got a nice finish. Doesn't fight you for 114 proof if that's the Weller full proof. It's just really nice. All right. Glass 1 is really good. That's got some chocolate in there coming off of glass 2, where you have that fruitiness and floral. Coming off of glass 2, when you go to 1, you start to pick up more of those dark, rich notes, that chocolate, maybe even a little bit of tobacco in there. But the longest finish of the 3, this finish is still going for me. Um, it's still going. Uh, 1 is actually competing with glass 2 because that finish is long, and it's good. It's really good. They just both taste a little more youthful than glass 2. And, you guys have followed my channel for a while know I am not a fan of youthful notes. All right, let's read Jason here. I have yet to taste a barrel bourbon that doesn't have some level of that Dickel taste in it. Stands out in a blind every time. You're gonna have to come over, Jason, and I'm gonna have to set up a blind for you so you can prove that to me. Some of these barrel, I don't know which barrel batches you've had, but I've had a lot, and I agree with you on some of them. On some of them, you cannot taste the Dickel. But I get it that it's and Dickel stands out for me. Like if I have any Dickel blind, I know it. Um, so I think that's gonna be my ranking, guys. I'm gonna go glass 2 as my first place. So I'm moving that over to my number 1 spot on my stand here. Glass 2 is second, and glass 3 stays there. So third place is glass C, which I thought was barrel, and it is. In fact, it is batch 27, and it is the youngest of the 3. So that was the one where I was actually picking up the most youth, and it happens to have the most youth. So, my second place is glass B. I think you guys can see that, glass B. And glass B is batch 35. So that's interesting for me. So the latest batches of barrel, I like more than the older batches of barrel. I always thought batch 27 was my favorite, but when it tasted it in this blind, batch 35, much better, much darker. This is a fantastic bottle. This recent batch of barrel 35, if you guys see that and you want a good $80 bourbon, that's it. It's fantastic. You will not be upset with the price you paid. And then of course, my first place is glass A, and glass A is the Weller Full Proof. So that wasn't hard to tell, honestly. Actually, I didn't know which barrel batch I was tasting, but the Weller Full Proof stood out. Um, Linda says Weller Full Proof always slaps. It's very fruity, like apple grape, bright and rich. Yeah, I agree with that. It's really good. I like it a lot. I wish I didn't because it's so hard to find. Um, Joey P said a great example of great finish rise is Sagamore. For me, one of the best rise on the market. Yeah, I agree with that, Joey. Sagamore's killing it. Did Sagamore just sell to somebody? I thought I just saw someone might have bought out Sagamore. I don't know who though. Man, that just regular offering. I haven't had Weller Full Proof, just the regular bottle in a while because I have some store picks of it, but that's good stuff, man. All right, let's get to next week. I think next week what I'm gonna do. Kim Schwartz sent me some samples, and she sent me these. I got these samples today from her. These, and I think that's what we're gonna do next week. I know like these, barrel isn't gonna like get a lot of clicks, and I'm not really worried about that. For you guys that are fans of the channel, I want to be tasting all kinds of stuff for you guys, regardless of how it hits the algorithms. I really don't care. For those of you that are here, thank you. We're just here to taste bourbon and give you my opinion of it. So I'm not going to do like a lot of the 5 best bourbons of the year or, all the super allocated stuff that's impossible to find. I want to do everything for you guys. And this is a perfect example because Kim Schwartz sent me Iron Root out of Texas. She, on one of the live streams, she heard I had never had Iron Root. I've had a lot of the Texas distilleries. But Iron Root's one that I've always wanted to try, never been able to. So, with our still Austin pick just being barreled, I'm super excited that she sent me these samples, and one of these is like 137.8 proof. So she sent a straight bourbon whiskey from Iron Root, a straight corn, Iron Root Hubris, Iron Root Harbinger, and then I can't read the other one that's in here. But then she sent me some finished stuff that we're gonna taste next week. So this is Saints Alley, the Nobleman. It's a straight rye whiskey finished in I think it's pronounced Koji, which is is that like a Hungarian sweet wine or something at 107 proof. Which I'm super interested to try. I've had some Starlight picks finished in that and it was fantastic. The other one she sent me is a Saints Alley, the Herald 107 proof straight bourbon whiskey finished in Pinot de Charentes and Armagnac. I might have butchered what that is, but anyway, I love some of these finishes, so that'll be super cool to try. So thank you, Kim, for sending those to me. I think that's what we're gonna do on next week's live stream. Let me get caught up here. Melinda says, "Need to try me some 35 now." Yeah, it's everybody slept on it, man. It's good though. Joey said, "The only Amburana experience I had is with Doc Swinson's Bossa Nova. Tastes like cinnamon rolls. Good, but I have to be in the mood for it." Yeah, that's the thing with Amburana. I mean, I have to be in the mood for it too. So let's pour this. So this is Barrel Craft Spirits, Amburana, 5 years, 116.42 proof, distilled in Kentucky and Indiana. So no Tennessee whiskey in this guy. So I'm going to give you guys my notes. Here we go. Smell them first. Well, I will say that is the best nose on an Amburana finished whiskey I've had. My thoughts going into this were barrel their blenders are I trust their blenders. And I couldn't imagine that they were going to overdo the Amburana, but Amburana imparts its flavors so quickly that I'm sure you have to be on top of it. Trey's in the house. What's up, dude? Better late than never. What's up, Lance? Trey, man, it was good to have some pours with you at Whiskey Mash. I had such a good time. It was great meeting your buddy, Ben, too. Jason said, "Down for a blind anytime. Next time you do a meetup, I'll head over from St. Louis." Oh, yeah, dude. Awesome, man. All right, let's see. Let's see how this this barrel stacks up. Man, that's strong. That is a cinnamon roll. Someone said that in the comments. It is a cinnamon roll. Man. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to taste this against Nulu. Nulu has an Amburana finish. They have a lot of Amburana finished. I'm gonna have to taste it against it and see which one's stronger because the proof point is about the same on those. Let's see, because that's pretty strong. I think Nulu's probably stronger on the Amburana than that. Okay, let me grab the Nulu. Just a second. Keep talking in chat. It's right back here, so I'll grab it. All right, let's see here. Let me put these down. Now, I will say I have brought some Amburana finished stuff to bottle shares. It's great to bring to a bottle share for people who haven't had it. Um, so let's see here. So in the left, on my left, I've got the barrel, and on the right, we're gonna do this Nulu against my better judgment, since I'm not a big fan of Amburana. So again, the barrel 116.42 proof at 5 years old. The Nulu 117 proof at 4 years, 10 months. So almost identical stats there. The Nulu is so strong, man. Nulu finishes their stuff sometimes a little too long for my taste. Phew, man. That Nulu is that kind of horse and mane, that fly spray we were talking about. And it's just almost too much Amburana. Okay. Let me taste the Nulu. Oh my god, that's strong. If you like Amburana, Nulu is the way to go for you. Um, Nulu and some of those Starlight cigar batches, especially the first, second fill, Starlight cigar batches, super Amburana heavy. The barrel is not as heavy as those. So let me I would go about if it were me finishing anything, I would go probably 10% of the time that barrel did it. I would just put it in for such a small amount of time, man. Up next to the Nulu, the barrel is, for my palate, so much better. But again, I'm not an Amburana fan. I'm just not. It just doesn't hit me right. It's too artificial tasting. But that Nulu is strong. Yeah, the Nulu's way too strong for my palate. Way too strong. The barrel is actually even better after I've had the Nulu and I go back to the barrel. Um, but I've taken this Nulu bottle to bottle shares and people went nuts over it. Um, to me, it's a mood pour for sure. It's like if you're Christmas, holidays kind of thing. That's what it is for me. But let me taste this barrel one more time. Yeah, barrels. The barrel after having the Nulu tastes much better. When you just have the barrel, the Amburana kind of shines through. If you have the Nulu, where it's just like so much Amburana punch to the face, it tames down going back to the barrel, and the barrel tastes even better. It tastes more like bourbon, just slightly finished with Amburana. For me, that's better. That'll be interesting to throw in some blinds. I think if you threw that in some blinds, people would still be able to pick out the Amburana though. Eric said the Nulu is so varnishy. Yeah, I could get that. Melinda said, I love the Nulu Amburana. B700 from A1 is the 4.5 year. That's the one I'm tasting right now. I have a bottle of it, and the A1 B1 100 is the newer batch. It is 6 years. The Nulu Amburana is definitely stronger. So the latest batch from A1 is even stronger. Interesting. Um, Paul said, I was surprised Barrel put out this Amburana since they already have Vantage, which is partially Amburana. So I don't think Vantage is Amburana. I think it's Mizunara, and I have a bottle back there. But yeah, they're just jumping on the craze. I mean, if you're a bourbon company, you almost have to. The way people are going crazy over Amburana. Clearly, I'm in the minority of people that don't like it. Um, let me grab I'll grab the Vantage back there too, because I'm interested to see how that stacks up. Hold on, let me grab a glass here. All right. So, barrel definitely better than Nulu for me. I haven't had Vantage in a while. So, Vantage is a blend. It is Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Finished in Mizunara, French, and toasted. So yeah, not Amburana on the Barrel Vantage. Comes in at 114 proof and no age statement on that, I don't think. Yeah, no age statement. I don't see an age statement on that. Um, Joey P, I love the barrel batches, but I think Bardstown can hide the Dickel in their blend better than Barrel does. The problem is that you have to pay $60 more for them. Yeah, Barrel, Bardstown Disco has pretty much priced me out of their stuff now. It's just too much. And there are several batches. Batch 6 of Bardstown Discovery that is so much Dickel, so much George Dickel that wasn't a fan of batch 6 at all. Batch 5 was a little bit iffy. 7 was okay. I have not had 8. Obviously 3 and 4 were amazing. 2 was amazing. I haven't had batch 1. We just opened Disco 3 a couple weeks ago when some buddies were over. I had 1 left and my gosh, is it good. So yeah, it just depends. Sometimes I don't think Bardstown does hide the George Dickel. But neither does Barrel sometimes. So oh man, I forgot this Vantage is good. Smells really good. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. Eric already said that. I'm sorry, Joey. Eric said Vantage is Mizunara, not Amburana. Right, right. And yeah, some people love cinnamon profile. Yeah, but it's not even, I mean, it is very cinnamon heavy. The Amburana is very cinnamon heavy, but it's just artificial tasting to me. And sometimes I'll get that with double oaked stuff where it's too artificial tasting. Ben, who's been on the channel a lot, he can pick out makers a mile away. There's something about makers, the finishing series, that he just picks up this artificial note that he does not like. So all right, let me taste this Vantage. Oh, that Vantage is good. Man, I forgot about that. I haven't had that in a hot minute. That's a good bottle. I don't have much left. I forgot how good that was. That Barrel Vantage is good. Barrel Vantage beats anything Amburana finished for me. That's really good. I'm gonna keep sipping on that one. That's a great. Amburana might be best in eggnog this Christmas. Now that would be interesting. Huh, that would be interesting. You never know, man. Might work in some eggnog. Daniel said Melinda's paid in bourbon at A1. uh, huh. Yeah, all the woods starting to blend together. Yeah, man, they're just everybody's trying so hard to be different and stand out and finish stuff. And still the best bourbon, I mean, you can't outdo time. You can't cheat time and you can't cheat good American oak. Um, it's just hard to beat, man. They got it right from the very beginning. All these finishes are eh. Although I do like a good cognac finish, sometimes. So Trey said, I thought I liked Starlight until I had Nulu. Starlight doesn't taste great to me after, just more balanced to me. More time rolls on. I don't think I'm a cigar blend guy. Uh yeah, so Nulu is just 4 to 5 year MGP that they're finishing and whatever. I admire Starlight for what they're doing because it's, they're doing their own, they're aging their own distillate. Family Farm is amazing. Their ryes are ridiculous. Their ryes, Starlight ryes, are so good. And the kids there, the one has really dove into cooperage and knows a lot. He knows a lot about cooperage, studies it frontwards, backwards. Is well versed in it. They're doing a lot of good things at Starlight. I would put Starlight's knowledge up against Nulu's knowledge any day of the week. But all that being said, I've had some really good finished Nulu stuff. I've went on barrel picks there. We've found some really good stuff. We've sent pallets back that they've brought out. So it just depends. But if you've got a good pick team there at Nulu, you can find some really, really good stuff. But it's just 4 to 5 year MGP that they're finishing, and they're doing a lot of experimental stuff, which is cool. I talked to the son a couple months ago. He was telling me about they were taking the barrel heads and charring them to basically like creme brulee and then aging their stuff in it. They also had barrels they were putting bourbon in that had aged like Madagascar vanilla beans. They're doing a lot of really cool stuff and experimenting with a lot of stuff. I just think sometimes they keep their stuff in the barrel too long. I just want hints of that stuff. I don't want to be like punched in the face with it. But I might be the minority. A lot of people want to be punched in the face with some of those finishing notes. Just I don't. Um, hey, what's up, Than? How you doing, buddy? Vantage is great. Amburana, it's all about how long. Easy to go too long and get too sweet. Yeah, 1000%. Like it needs to be like a splash of it. That Vantage though, it's really good, man. I need to put that in some blinds for some people. I think I think that would win some blinds. That is good stuff. All right, you want to talk basketball? We can talk basketball, Daniel. How good is the Illini basketball going to be? I don't think they're going to be very good. I wish I could say different. They're going to win a lot of games in the Big Ten. They're going to probably make the tournament, and then like every other year, they're going to lose in the first round. They already played 3 games in Spain. They don't have a point guard, number one. Ty Rodgers is not a point guard. They went after several point guards and shit the bed. So we don't have a point guard. We're stuck with Ty Rodgers, who's a great player, but he's not a point guard. While they were in Spain, I think they went their first game 3 for 28 from 3. So last year, the big gripe was, why are you shooting so many threes when you can't shoot threes? And they didn't care. They just kept chucking up threes. So they were like 3 for 28 the first game, 6 for 31 the second, somewhere around there. It was pitiful. But worse than that, to prove how bad of a shooting team they are, they shot 60% from the free throw line while in Spain, which would have been the worst in the country last year behind Minnesota, I believe. So they're going to have to really run. Their defense is going to be fine. They're going to be good on defense. They're going to run and gun for sure. But if they're shooting threes like they did last year and shooting shitty from the line, it's going to be another frustrating year. It's going to be more of the same, even though we got, Shannon back and Hawkins. That's my quick take on Illini basketball as a season ticket holder. Aaron says, glad you said artificial. That's exactly what I thought about Penelope Rio. The RD1 was good. Amburana won. Yeah, so I had RD1 at Whiskey Mash. Ed Sturgar brought it, and that was pretty good. That was, I can't remember who said like the like cinnamon apple oatmeal packets, but that was a fantastic tasting note because that's exactly what it was. That was probably the best Amburana finished thing I've had to date. The RD1 was really good. I could drink that. That was not off-putting at all. I'd be interested to know. I think that sourced Kentucky bourbon as well. But they must have just kissed it with Amburana. It wasn't too bad. They did really, really good. So And I'd never had anything from RD1, so I don't even know if that's available in Illinois. But that was really a good bottle. I couldn't believe that was Amburana finished. Had a hint of it, but not too bad. Disco 8's my favorite. It's a Borai corn whiskey blend finished with different wood staves. Tastes like Nepal. It's an ice cream. Oh, no Dickel in the blend. I probably love it. Um, I mean, I trust Steve Nally. He's awesome. Nulu ryes are great. Some Nulu ryes are great. Some Nulu ryes are not great. Some Nulu ryes, especially their double oak stuff. Well, I think we sent a pallet back when we were on one of the picks because it was like everything tasted like a Sharpie. They just had it in the barrel too long, and even the even the son was like, I can't believe you put that note in my head. Because I told him I was like, I get this Sharpie note that I just can't get out of my head. But the last Nulu rye that A1 released, that I at least I was on, I think that's the last one they released, is really good. We did not have any of those like Sharpie notes, and it was good. But they've got some there that are aged a little too long. But so Eric, I can't remember if you said this earlier, or if anyone else, but I did not know Barrel they had a 10-year anniversary, so I'll be on the lookout for that. What is in? Do you know what's in the blend? I have not looked it up. I don't know. Trey said, "Can't decide what will be worse, my hangover after Whiskey Mash or how bad Illinois gets beat by Penn State this weekend. It's going to be embarrassing." Trey, are you going to be at the game? We'll be at the game, man. We're going to go to. Let's see. Let me see what lot we'll be on for tailgating. Let me look that up real quick. Uh, where is it? Events. Here we go. All right. We are going to be at lot 31. I don't know what time we're going to be there though, but we'll be at lot 31 at the my buddy Ross's tailgate. I think Cookie Dough Whiskey sponsors them, but should be a good time. But if you're around, man, come find us. Lot 31. We'll be there. We're probably gonna go hear the band and stuff, and then we'll go to the game and until they just start getting mauled, and then we'll probably leave. It's gonna be bad though. Yeah, dude. Come find us if you're there, man. It should be a good time. All right, guys. I think that's just gonna about do it. This Barrel Vantage was fantastic. If you see that one, grab it. Wish I could say that the barrel batches beat Weller Foolproof, but it didn't. But I will say, batch 35, I think, is my favorite batch, which is the latest batch of Barrel Crafts from Barrel Craft Spirits. It's an $80 bottle. It's well worth it. You should go get it. If you like Amburana finished stuff, check out the Barrel Amburana finished bourbon. I think it's really good. Well, I wouldn't say really good because I'm not an Amburana guy, but it's good for Amburana finished stuff for somebody who doesn't like Amburana. It can be a little strong when you first go in, but then you start acclimating to it, and it's far less Amburana than other Amburana finished stuff I've tried, except for the RD1. The the RD1 is really, really good for an Amburana finished. Um, but that's it, guys. So I think next Thursday, we're still going to be able to go live. Um, we're going to try a little bit of Texas whiskey for those of you that care. And we'll try a little bit of finished stuff from Kim. They sent us some samples. So that'll be a blast because I'm really interested to try Iron Root. Other than that, Whiskey Mash was fantastic. It was so great hanging with all you guys. Again, A1 staff, Narav, thank you guys for all you do. It was just a perfect night. We got to try every rare bottle that I haven't been able to try this year and didn't have to buy. So it was well worth the price of admission. And I can't wait till next year. Again, we've got it on the books for September 14th. So mark that off. If you're in Barrels for Hope, mark off July 14th because that'll be our year-end event. where we donate at least 40,000 to charity. I think it's going to be a lot more than that though. Um, we've got some awesome barrel picks coming for you guys for this year for Barrels for Hope. So love you guys very much. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for hanging with me on a Thursday night. And we will see you guys next week. Later, everybody.